Hello fellow Nigma fans, haters and patients of the mental asylum that is Dota 2. Today we'll be analysing Miracle's Rampage in Dreamleague Season 19 Nigma vs Talon Game 1.
Dominating. No more. Triple kill!
Thou art dead.
You are doomed!
Fill me back.
Ultra kill. Unstoppable rampage.
Is Miracle really back, and as Tsunami described,
the way that he did it, every movement, every decision, every button press is calculated and precise, and seeing it all come together in such a perfect way is truly awe-inspiring. It's a reminder of just how incredible the game of Dota 2 can be, and how the best players in the world can make it seem like an art form. Seeing Miracle achieve a rampage as anti-mage is a moment that will stay with us forever, a testament to his skill and dedication to the game.
or did Talon feed Miracle the Rampage? We have to first start near 16 minutes. Nigma is up slightly by 1k gold and the game is basically even. GH on the Shadow Demon is trying to place a deep ward, and Sumail on the Templar Assassin is farming a big camp preparing for the bottom rune. Meanwhile, Talon spots their aggressive positioning and teleports in Mikoto on the puck and Q on the task to punish this. GH dies cleanly to 23 Savage on the Slug and Q. And the other three of Talon chases Sumail, who leads them towards the triangle high ground. We're looking at Ollie's perspective here on the silencer, and pausing here at this exact moment when Global Silence comes off cooldown. The only hero on Dire we don't see is Kuroki on the Lich, and the question is, should we use Global Silence now? If you answered no, we should wait a bit. Then Chain Frost comes out, dealing a lot of damage to Jabs on the Death Prophet and killing Mikoto. Because of Mikoto's positioning, Psyblades aggroes the neutral camps and denies Sumail. And then Miracle blinks in and Mana Voids to clean up. Just this fight alone, the execution is definitely not great, especially with the use of Global Silence. If Kuroki was silenced and Chain Frost can't be casted, they could probably kill Sumail faster without the attack speed slow from the spell. And then with Puck being theoretically healthier and TA dead, Talon could then simply walk away from the disadvantageous high ground and Chain Frost wouldn't be as effective later on. But how this relates to the Rampage is the cooldown. Global Silence came off cooldown at 16:02, but was only casted at 16:07. This 5 seconds would mean that at 18 minutes, when Talon goes on Sumail at the rune again, Global Silence is still on cooldown. And the moment Global Silence is still on cooldown for 5 seconds is also when Miracle blinks in looking for a Mana Void and Kuroki is casting Sinister Gaze. This would have been the perfect time to use Global, because at this moment, Jabs is also currently TPing in with Greaves and all spells ready. Imagine if Puck was able to survive from Greaves' heal, reset with the regen rune he got, and then take the fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The scales balance.
Instead, Jabs was left 1v4. And while all that was happening, 23 Savage goes in to clean up Sumail,
Is under attack.
The scales balance.
but I don't know what happened here. The rest of Talon didn't communicate that Doom wasn't used and he leaps in just to feed. And that was how Talon fed Miracle a Rampage. It certainly did not feel like Nigma outplayed Talon, but more like Talon just didn't play very well. More examples of Talon not playing well can be found throughout the game. MC only had a really good lane because for some reason Oli didn't give 23 a tango for a whole 15 seconds, and this 15 seconds without tango regen gave MC first blood.
Evangelizing for my cause.
I hadn't spawned yet.
And for some reason, Oli bought a boots instead of a stick against a Shadow Demon, which means that he is unable to sustain against the lane and feeds.
The silence is broken.
Which is an early doom and an easy kill on
Radiant's
Slug.
bottom tower is under attack.
Evangelizing for my cause. Doom reigns.
Fish out of water.
Which is not to say that Talon didn't make good plays. At 13 minutes, Mikoto and Q made a good gank on Miracle,
It was let us
and then made a good call to stay and kill Miracle again if he TP's top.
Tower is
But
under attack.
this looks more like a mistake from Nigma because Kuroki actually spots them and pings them out, but Miracle decides to stay and then dies from global silence. At 21 minutes, both teams are smoked, and Miracle decided to jump on Oli, who for some reason walked away from his team instead of with the team. And highlighting mistakes from both teams, the rest of Nigma weren't on the same page and Miracle dies. MC didn't use Greaves and Pipe on Miracle, instead he walked back and used it on the rest of his team who is fighting a single position for task.
This is outrageous.
Anticipating a big fight, Japs used Exorcism, which turns out to be a big mistake since Nigma simply cut their losses. And this meant that Nigma can simply smoke up again, force a fight without Global and Exo, and take an easy Roche.
Roshan has fallen.
Overall, the advantages from these fights means that 23 has to go for this risky farm, giving us the Mana Void on the creep to cancel TP, which is, by the way, pinged out by MC.
Shived.
In any case, at this point it was Nigma's game to lose. So to go back to our original question, is Miracle back? Using the power of hindsight and using a lot more time to analyze the games, we are able to see that Nigma is indeed back to Division 2. Although it is good play to punish the enemy's mistakes, it really felt more like Talon crumbling on their own. I hope this video wasn't too flamey, because my intention is simply to investigate why games happen the way they do, which is something you cannot do from watching highlights alone.